And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to finally another week, another edition of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, week number 6. This event has been postponed too many times, 2 times, and too many times as well, as week after week we just haven't had the players, we haven't had the signups, but that all changes here and now. Oh, as I do quickly switch up some of these settings. That changes here and now. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves for this lovely bi-weekly tournament that's of course region locked to North America, Latin America, Southeast Asia, Oceania, and the rest of Asia as well. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the American Terran player living in the land of South Korea, representing Maturino Esports. It is Future. And spawning in the top right hand corner, in the top right hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Chilean Terran player representing Infernales Esports. It is Crown. And Future, por favor, we just started. We just started, baby. We do have a proxy 2 racks here coming out from Future. Thankfully, Crown is going for an SCV scatter across the map. Should be coming across the fact that there is no racks. And we'll see how good his control is going to be. Bearing in mind that we are on the American server. And Future is going to be playing with a little bit of ping as he is living in the land of South Korea right now. Oh boy, so here we go. We're going to be seeing who has the better control, either the player from South Korea or the player from Latin America on the American server. Let's go. Oh god, as the Raxes are missing, of course this is going to be confirmed here by Crown. He should be working on his defenses back at home as we speak. Oh boy, and I kind of wanted to go over the format, kind of wanted to go over the tournament a little bit as well, but we won't have any time for that because the Reapers are on the way. We do have a bunker being thrown out for Crown as well. Boys are being pulled already. So far a really good reaction. So straight up, Future will have more Reapers to work with. He does have a better production overall. He has more production. That's why you have to pull these SCVs. You need some units here to buffer for the Reaper to make sure that things don't snowball out of control. The bunker is soon about to finish in a couple of seconds. And can he keep that Reaper alive? Up! Oh my god. Whew. Reaper did dive into that bunker just in time. And Crown so far is responding well to this. So far we are able to hold the line. We have this Hellion on the way. Meanwhile, Future hasn't lost any Reapers. So this is still getting quite dicey, quite tense. Or even picking up one of those racks as well for high ground vision, trying to figure out where things are as he does bypass the army, goes straight into the mineral line. Boys are being fooled already, and we do see some good target firing coming out. Oh my god. As neither player loses any of these Reapers, once again, Crown holds on. He has a Hellion. Future is transitioning back at home. Crown has survived the early game. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Oh, did I speak too soon? As Reapers dip in once again. I love it. The KDA charge is going to be zoning away the main army. Boys are being pulled good at target firing. One of those Hellions, sorry, one of those Reapers goes down for both players. To be fair, looking at the units lost tab, Crown has already lost 3 SCVs and 1 Reaper to the 1 Reaper of Future. Future able to take a worker lead as we don't yet have a CC either for Crown. Future is the first to expand. He is transitioning back at home with that CC on the low ground. And that starport already on the way. So it does feel like Future, he's dealt enough damage to be ahead right now. He's ahead in his bases, he's ahead in his tech, he's ahead in his tech pathing, I should say. He's ahead in the army supply as well. Oh. And the Crown is going to have to try to bounce back from this. We'll see if he can. Of course, for those wondering, this is our quote-unquote new tournament. It's a tournament that we debuted this year in 2023, the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and we've had mixed success. You know, unfortunately, these past couple of weeks, we haven't had too much participation. Because of that, we've had to postpone this event or just reschedule it week after week after week. Last week, the week before that, the week before that, we couldn't host it. There just wasn't enough interest from the players. But thankfully, this week, we are able to actually host this event. Feels good, man. Feels good. There's also a Maturino page for this, and of course, this is funded through Patreon as well. It's you know, our way of giving back a little bit and trying to do our part for the NA and Latin American scene. was a big part of us, especially as we were growing in the early years, especially in 2019 and 2020. The NA and Latin American scene were very, very big parts of our channel. Nowadays, not as much. You know, the scenes have since shrunk, but we do want to, of course, do what we can for these lovely players. As we have a double cyclone jump diving into the main base, we do get a lockout on the medevac, but alas, the medevac does pull back in time. Future getting out of hand, getting out of control. Hot pickup micro as well, keeping that cyclone alive. Oh my god, and it looks like Future barely loses anything here. He's going to lose all of his Reapers, but he keeps both cyclones alive in those medevacs. My god. The efficiency, the trade from Future was insane, but Crown holds on, and Crown at least keeps his own high-tech units alive. His Cyclone, his tank, they do survive. Again, Crown is looking to stabilize, still behind in the worker count, still working his way back up. But again, at least he's able to hold on. Ooh, he throws down a third CC. Unfortunately, one step behind, as Future already has a third CC on the way. Additional racks is being thrown down as well. Future having a pretty solid lead for himself. Again, despite his opener, his transition has been very slick, has been very smooth. And is going to be working towards his third base. I was a little bit concerned as we have some auto Tartaras across the map. I was a little bit concerned that we were going to be getting a really fast initial series, especially with that proxy. But alas, things are settling on down. We have a match before us. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Speaking of, I haven't casted Crown in a long time. It's been a lot. It's been years. Okay, it's been a long time since I've cast. I have the technology. I can quickly check, I guess. But it's been a long time since I've casted Crown. He is, of course, a Chilean Terran player. We used to have some really close ties with Chile. With the Chilean scene, there were a lot of really good players there as well. Players like Dastan, Darkness, Neo, Cristiano, Loki, and many others. The Chilean scene was thriving for a time. Jarpi, let's call him Harpi. God, and there's one of the half-breed. That's it. That's what I was thinking of, the H. Half-breed as well. Oh. So yeah, there used to be a lot of players in Chile. Nowadays, not so much. Nowadays, most of them have since stepped away, have since retired. Which is definitely a shame, but Crown is still standing strong. Quickly double checking. Last time I casted Crown was 2022 goodbye period number 40. April of last year. Sorry, March of last year. Oh my god. Over a year ago. Jesus. It's good to see you back. Good to see you back, Crown. Oh. As both players just fanning out their units, sending out Marines across the map. Oh, just checking out that lovely turtle in the center of the map as well. You love to see it. Future even setting up a wall of turrets in his main, in his natural base, making sure he doesn't get caught out by any kind of drop play. Again, so far really solid positioning and army and map control map vision here from Future. Likewise, Crown in a similar fashion, just a little bit more conservative on his own half of the map. Just both players getting their own third bases up and running. And even though Future has a bit of an economic lead, it's one of those things where Crown, of course, is... it's one of those things where it doesn't matter too much if you have an army lead or an army deficit. It's all about the positional play here in TvT. Talking about the armies, both players have pretty comparable productions. We do have 2 Ravens apiece. We have a tank lead for Future. He's got 6 tanks to the 5 of Crown. He's moving on out. Crown does spot this, and he should be looking to reposition. Tanks are being brought forward, but the disables are real, and 3 tanks do get disabled. With that, Future's going to be able to push on through in towards the natural base. Crown is trickling out some reinforcements, but it looks like he was just caught out a little bit out of position. Wasn't quite ready for this push. The Ravens really did make this fight for Future as he just powers on through. And there just isn't much left here for Crown. The tank's full. GG, well played, it's called. And Future takes game number 1. GG. Oh, as I just realized, I do need to change my video background. That is not... There we go. GG, well played. a solid game number 1 there by Future. Again, able to seamlessly transition out of the initial proxy Raxes, and we saw how potent and how important Ravens are in the early game of TvT as well. It is why things like Vikings are a common follow-up just to vie for that map control. And even though Crown saw the army moving out across the map, he didn't quite have a lot of time to react to it. Had seconds to his name to reposition, to bring his Ravens over, to try to even like counter, disable, or anything like that. Oh, GG, well played. I'm really impressed though with how Crown was able to handle the early game. You know, the initial 2 racks didn't quite snowball out of control as I'm sure Future was hoping that it would. Very nicely done. Oh, as I try to set some things up. There we go. Just setting up the correct races for the players. And we're getting ready for game number 2. Getting ready for game number 2. After this series, we'll be going over the bracket itself. Also, before I forget, it did happen during the wait screen, but a massive shout out to Wooman12 in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the support, for the people that are tuning in. This is a tournament hosted and organized by the Cranky Ducklings. It is a region-locked bi-weekly tournament, region-locked to North America, Latin America, and Asia as well. Basically, we do exclude Europeans and South Koreans. Europeans and South Koreans from this tournament, just to try to support some of these smaller regions out there, the regions that do need a little bit more support as well. We're doing our part. Let's go. Caster Thunderdome. 2 casters enter, 1 caster leaves. Oh. Ay. Este leche, este milk is spawning. In the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the American Terran player representing his new team, Maturino Esports. And also living in the land of South Korea, it is Future. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chilean Terran player representing Infernales Esports down in the series, but no doubt, it is Crown. La Corona, papi, as Future once again setting his SCVs across the map, once again setting up a proxy 2 racks. Oh boy, Future, he really wants to make this work. He really wants to pull this off. And I don't blame him. It's really early in South Korea. I'm sure he just woke up. I'm hoping he slept. I'm hoping he didn't, you know, pull an all-nighter. As we have quite a number of players from there. I say that. Both Future and Estrella. Both Future and Estrella are competing in this event. SCV Scout is being sent out across the map, and Crown up doesn't come across the proxy Raxes. Oof. Doesn't quite spot them. As Crown is going to be sending his SCV across the map. Oh, and Future is none the wiser. Oh boy. Not like this. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. As at least we do confirm the Raxes are missing, and this is looking very similar to game number 1, so I'm sure Crown is going to be going for a similar reaction. He's got his depot here at the ramp, just to make sure it soaks up some damage and gets some vision as well of that area. Reaper on the way, factory in production. This time there is no bunker, but he's going to be able to shoot first here on this Reaper. Oh! Really cute micro there. With the Reaper revealing itself as well, Crown should be aware of the proxy. Oh, and he's got to be careful. There we go. SCVs are being pulled. We do have to protect this Reaper. Because once again, the KDA charge is going to be blocked. We do have Future shutting down the first Reaper of Crown, and this is disastrous. Losing that first Reaper is massive, and this could be the beginning here of this snowballing out of control. Second Reaper comes out. Hellion is in production once again. Future, he dives in. He gets a kill on the second Reaper. GG gets called. And Future will take the series 2-0. Ah! GG, well played. Game 1 was a little bit more back and forth. Here in game 2, we see that things can snowball very quickly out of control if the defending Terran player loses their Reapers in that manner. Oh, GG, well played. Was not the end that I was really hoping for, but Future is able to end up taking the series, moving on to the next round. GG, congratulations to Future. My condolences to Crown. My condolences. He put in. I really do appreciate that Crown was a part of this event as well. I did message him yesterday. I was like, "Yo, Papi, we have a tournament for you guys." And he's like, "Oh, let's go, let's play." Little did he know that he would face Future and he'd just be proxied. But regardless, I'm very grateful that Crown was able to find the time to compete in this tournament, and I hope to see more of Crown in the future. Hope he's able to learn from this TvT as well, and learn from this mirror matchup. I hope so.